On this episode of The Birds and the Bees, join Michael and David as they fish for the legendary carp, rumoured to be lurking in the waters of downtown Guelph.
When I was about 9 or 8, I was walking here on the path, and I saw this guy just pull out a big carp. Let's hope it's around here. I mean, it's a big carp, so that was 10 years ago, but
could still be around. You never know. Don't know how long those things live.
I know some fish have a lifespan about 20 years, so.
Wow. Do I have any carp stories? Well, the other day I was going fishing with my buddy there in front of the old jail there. Seen some big ass carp in those waters too. Threw me a hook with some corn in there. Didn't get any bites, but they're in there. Gonna catch them someday. What's that story?
So, now this is not necessarily near Guelph or the area, but in Hamilton. Actually, yeah, it's only about a 30-40 minute drive. There was this, people were releasing their old goldfish into the Hamilton harbor.
Eh? That idea.
And then they would come out huge, genetically modified. And I thought, well, that must be some big goldfish.
Yeah, maybe we should head up there one day, catch us some massive goldfish.
And Hamilton Harbor, with all those chemicals there.
Chemicals.
They're
Nuclear
probably
waste.
genetically modified from the nuclear waste. So I'm sure they would be pretty big.
I'm sure. Well, here we are at our fishing spot, I guess.
How eventful.
Damn. Downtown Guelph. You guys, check this out. There's a big ass bird over there across the river there. Beautiful.
There's a sign.
What's this?
Someone was fishing here.
There's evidence of fishing. This must be a good spot.
Must be.
Let's try her out. Hope we don't fall in. What happened to your rod? Got some crappy tire and just snapped her in half. Never seen that before.
Got this
Good Lord.
2 days ago.
Well, it was on sale, right? Like pretty good. Like, what was the sale?
Saved $35.
$35. No wonder it was $35 off. What a piece of shit. Oh, Moses.
Well, I got a receipt, so.
That's good.
Okay.
Man, this place is a shithole. Look. Look at that basket there. Damn, Guthrie, clean up your city. It's disgusting.
Disheartened by his broken rod, David reads poetry. A man is always met with frustration when his rod fails him, but poetry always arouses the soul.
Well, we've been here about an hour or so. No luck. Although I did see that big ass fish come from the water. I'm gonna try a different spot now. That's the catfish right there.
Oh, look, there's a tree right here.
There is a tree. What a lovely, nice path we got leading into this. I don't know, what would you call it?
Terrace. No.
Terrace.
No. It's
quite
a
lovely,
nature's path. The trees, they
trees,
give you shade.
They do, and you know what the trees make me think of?
What?
They make me think of a forest. Oh, and look, there's a dog right there. Now, look at the ground. Just look at all these pebbles everywhere.
Yeah, there are pebbles.
You know, sometimes you just gotta appreciate the small things in life, like pebbles.
And how they keep you grounded
Well, they
on
keep
the
your
ground.
feet firm on the ground. That's right. If we had no pebbles, then we'd just fall through the earth and into God knows where,
And the trees
into
give
the
you
deep
shade
abyss.
from the
Trees
sun.
give you shade from that blistering summer sun. It's not that we don't appreciate the sun, it's just the trees and the sun work in harmony to create this sort of pleasurable environment.
And the little shrubberies on the
Look at the
side.
shrubbery. You know, we're out here, there's just people enjoying their day, shirtless man going for a run. You gotta love it.
Ducks over there.
Are those ducks?
They are
You
ducks.
know, look at the little duckies over there. What do you think they're up to? Just chilling.
They're looking
Look, there's
for
even more
food.
over there.
Where's the fish?
The sun can often present a challenge for fishermen, glistering off the surface of the water, making it hard to see.
No, I can't. Did I ever tell you the story
Which story is that?
of when I got a hook at the back of my head?
Ooh, no, I don't think I've heard this one before.
So I was in about grade 9, grade 10-ish.
Right.
I was at my cottage. I think my 2 little cousins were there too.
Sure.
And I had this big, brand new Rapella lure. It was about this big.
That's a decent lure.
So it was about a few first, second casts.
Yeah.
And I went as far as I could behind my head and boom! I shot it out.
Right.
Unknowingly,
Great
I
cast.
heard this. It was a beautiful cast. This ringing noise at the back of my head.
Oh.
This ringing noise.
Oh.
And I put my hand behind my head and my hand covered in blood.
No.
And everything was ringing. I couldn't hear anything out of my ears. And then I felt dizzy. And then my dad came over. We put some paper towels on it,
Yeah.
on my head, and drove to the Bancroft Hospital. There, they put a staple in my head.
Ooh.
And so now the story goes is apparently ever since that happened, doctors, you know, I don't know where I'm going with this, but that's the end of the story. I was gonna say something
Something
else and make it up,
the
but
moral of the story is
the moral of the story is always look where you're casting
Yeah.
and don't
And there's your fishing tip of the day.
and don't let those big beautiful lures deceive you.
Yeah. Well, we're out here at another fishing spot. Same sort of location, just a
Do you
different
hear the
region.
birds, Mike?
I hear the birds and I appreciate them. But I would appreciate if I could just catch a nice fish right now.
The birds, they have nice sounds.
They really do.
Yeah, they do.
I appreciate that.
2 little kids.
2 little stinkers came in, gave us some
Fishing advice.
fishing advice about where the fish are around here.
They said go to the white bench.
The white bench by the
white
boathouse.
bench.
So we're gonna head down there, see if we can catch any of those bass they were talking about. They said they caught some nice,
3 bass.
nice sizable bass.
And
So,
their lure of choice
you know,
was,
that gets me excited.
was fake worms.
Fake worms too. I've never caught anything on a fake worm. Got some real worms here. Though.
Oh, I've gone hundreds of fish off it.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never caught a single fish
What?
on a fake worm. No.
On a fit. Really?
That's yeah.
Are you serious?
Well, it's mainly because I only use like real worms.
Yeah.
Because I usually have them, but yeah.
Okay.
Well, we met another wanderer on our journey, and he told us about the monster carp in these waters here as well.
He
So
also said they
people
train
know.
them out.
People know there's some massive carp in here, so I'm gonna catch them one of these days.
Come on, lady.
You gotta hate these situations.
It's so awkward. And then this guy, Mr. Aggressive. This road always screws me up.
Looking for this
White
so-called white bench,
bench near
and
the
it's
boat.
brought us to this rather mysterious forest. These trees, man, they're
It's like they were
enchanted
phantoms.
by some sort of force of magic.
Who knows? The woods can be so strange.
But it's right here in downtown Guelph, so you know.
Well, the white bench is a memory in the distant past. We'll still find that white bench. You know, maybe they were talking in metaphors. Like, the bench isn't physically white, but they were near a bench. And since they caught fish, the bench was white, as it symbolized joy.
It's like Gandalf in The Lord of the Rings, man.
Yeah.
Comes
Well, white is a
represents-
color of purity.
Would you believe it? Look what I just pulled out of the water. Thought there might be a fish biting on my line, but no. It's a little crawfish. Sorry, bud. Oh yeah, look at him. He's got his little leaf there. They found on the ground.
Eventually, Michael pulls out a small catfish. Not the big lunker the boys were hoping for, but they are satisfied with the catch and decide to
think-
return home at last.
You know, although things ended badly with my rod
Yeah, that's a shame, ain't it?
and that
Fucking
carp didn't
crappy tire.
get onto my line, it was still a good day.
Yep.
It's
Still
always,
out here enjoying the beautiful weather.
you know, even
You
though
can't
a
complain.
fisherman, like a hunter, comes in empty-handed, as long as the fisherman has, him or her, have found the beauty in nature,
Right. That's what it's all about.
and
Nature.
we're thinking of the little things and appreciating
Yeah.
all the little things.
Maybe you don't get the opportunity to appreciate a big, nice fish, but you know what? There's a lot
More.
out here in nature. There's a lot more to nature than just
Just look at these
lunkers.
trees.
Look at these trees. Gotta love it.
Indeed. I
Well-
think we have come to a name of this series because we realized, well,
It doesn't just have to be fishing, you
Fishing.
know. It could just be us out here appreciating nature.
and
all
you know,
has to offer.
two fundamental symbols of nature. The bee is the symbol of pollination,
And the threatened species which we must strive to protect.
and the birds create the beautiful sounds.
Right.
So the series is the birds and the bees.
Yes, thanks for tuning in to episode 1. The birds and the bees.